is compassionate. Many in our country do not know the pain of poverty, but we can listen to those who do. And I can pledge our nation to a goal. When we see that wounded traveler on the road to Jericho, we will not pass to the other side. I ask you to seek a common good beyond your comfort, to defend needed reforms against easy attacks, to serve your nation, beginning with your neighbor. I ask you to be citizens. Citizens, not spectators. Citizens, not subjects. Responsible citizens, building communities of service and a nation of character.
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope.
welcome Michelle Meredith.
You guys, look at great. The voices of hope. Let's give them another hand. Awesome. You guys, I met Diane in the late 90s when the world was a kinder, gentler place. It was before September 11th, before our recession. And I met her at Share Your Christmas, which is Channel 2's big food drive. And she just kind of like came out of nowhere. I call it the human hurricane. She went, ah! She just kind of drove up. And she had in her hand a newspaper article about the poverty in Lake County. And it really touched her because she didn't know this was going on in her own backyard at the time. And she wanted to do something about it. So I was telling her, oh, there's all sorts of groups and organizations you can join. I remember she looked at me and she said, but I'm just a mommy. Well, she used her skills as a mommy to create the Good Neighbor program. And it's been going so strong for 12 years. They have done so much for this community, collected so much money, food, blankets, done home makeovers on people's homes. And I believe that Lake County is a kinder, gentler place because of the Good Neighbor program. So it is with great pride that I introduce the one, the only, Dianne Garvis.
I am so glad you were there that day in that parking lot. And I was like a human hurricane. I'm sorry. If I see something in need, I'm not like, let's make some calls. I'm like, let's take care of it right now. And that's how she met me. So thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the show.
I will.
Am I in the way? Are we okay? Okay. First of all, I'm Dianne Garvis, and I am the founder or the co-founder of the Good Neighbor program. And I want to thank you for coming. Guys, this is a little off script, but this morning, when I was getting ready for this show tonight, I was counting on my fingers. So there's Mom and Dad, there's Rick, Vince, Stephanie, and I was counting the people that would be here. So I thank you that I don't know all of you, and that you're able to come and enjoy this show that we have put together just as a gift. This is 100% a gift for Lake County. The stories that Michelle was telling you that I read, it was in 1999, and there was a 6-week article that the Orlando Sentinel ran called The Poor Children of Lake County. And each week I was crying as I was reading these articles. I'm like, how can this be in my own community? And I'm not aware of it. And that's what bothered me, that I wasn't aware of it. So we started driving around, and it didn't take but a mile and a half to find streets that looked like impoverished Jamaica. And my children were only 1 and 3 at the time, and my little one said, we have to buy them beds. And it just started our hearts saying, we can't live here and be blessed like we are and not see a need and stop right then and there to make a difference. So I was invited that year as a miracle to be sing at the Disney Institute. It's a theater that's no longer there. But I was invited to fill an empty night at Christmas and was put together with an amazing group called Groove Logic, and I did a Christmas concert. And we decided that night that we wanted to do a concert like this for the community for free every year, and let's just collect blankets. If people want to bring a blanket, then we can load them in our car on the cold nights, walk around to the homeless people, and hand out blankets. And that is the most donation you can ever make to the Good Neighbor program. We get calls from time to time saying, we love what you do, you're building a house, you're helping that fire family, we'd like to write you a check. We're like, no, we don't need any money. We just team with people to make a difference, and if they want to write a check, then we encourage people to find a charity that's in the community that you believe in. If it's saving kitty cats, if it is helping leukemia patients, if it's visiting the homeless, find someone whose life you can make the difference. I was sitting in dance class with my daughter when she was 4, and there was a lady sitting next to me crying. And I was like, what's wrong? And we went outside, I didn't know her, and they had just lost everything. She said, I just watched my car be taken away. and our door has been locked on our house. And that's when I realized, this was all in 1999, I can't hear stuff like that, put my arm around her and say, what a shame, I'll pray for you. So I'm just encouraging all of you to please open your ears, open your eyes. You'll hear somebody at work that might be in need. I can tell you this from personal experience. If someone takes time to share with you something that's on their heart, they're reaching out to you. So if someone stops and says, you know, my husband's sick, they said that because they're looking for someone to listen. So that is the whole message of the Good Neighbor program. It is just team people together to make a difference. And this gift that we give every year in this concert, and this is the first time out here on the lakefront, instead of in a building, do you like this? You know, I have got to stop here because as the show goes on, I'm going to forget to do this. And then you'll never have a show like this again because I have forgotten to thank everyone. I have got to thank the team, the army that came together today to put together this magical winter wonderland for you. It starts with PSAV. When I asked for a gentleman from PSAV who was a friend if he could call my show this year as a stage manager. And this is what he produced for you. He brought in a crew of 5 men and 2 trucks of trussing and light and sound and everything you see. The draping. So thank you, Matt. Thank you, PSAV. Michelle Ortman from Belly's Balloons. I've got a reputation with them. I ask for a few things and then I end up asking for an entire wall. So they've been working for 2 days on what was going to just be what you see hanging there. So they are brilliant, brilliant people, and they come and they're like, yes, what can we do to help bring this dream alive? And all the actors that are here, and Johnny Thunder tonight, and all the young Marines and the people behind the scenes, and most of all, my husband, my son Gregory, and my daughter Sarah, who have been there at my side. What do we do? What do we do? If I've forgotten someone, I'm sorry. I appreciate everyone that's here. You've all made this dream come true. Now, I'm going to introduce to you someone very special, but I have to prelude with this. 7 years ago, I woke up in the middle of the night with a dream. And I woke my husband up at 4 a.m. and I said, John, what do you think would happen if at the Cinderella ball, the clock stops chiming and the magic never ends? He's like, oh, I should have brought him up here to actually act this out here. Oh, okay, that's different. So he gets up a second and goes to the bathroom because I woke him up during the night. I go downstairs and go to the computer and I wrote my dream. And at 8 o'clock in the morning, at that time I was a newly published author with Thomas Nelson Publishing, and I sent the story to my publisher in Tennessee. And they were going to publish it, but because it didn't quite fit what they were looking for at that time, it's just been sitting for 7 years. A year ago in October, I was woken up again in the middle of the night, and God clearly said to me out of the blue, I want you to give that story I gave you to Give Kids the World. And I gave this story that you're about to see this evening to Give Kids the World. What I would like to do is, it's not mine. It was a dream that I just was blessed to be the one to pen. And the project is just a gift to bring awareness to the wonderful, wonderful work that's done to Give Kids the World. This evening I have with us one of the directors from Give Kids the World Village. His name is Mr. Neil McCord. And I would like to bring him out, and please give him a warm welcome, because he does an amazing job. Each year, the Good Neighbor program has an award that we give to one charity that's just touched our heart over the year. And you guys have been on our heart all year. So beyond the project that we're giving you tonight, we just would like to present you with the Ambassador of Good Neighbors Award for 2012.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your warm welcome. I've been privileged to live in this wonderful community since 1990, before there was traffic. And then 7 years ago, I left Walt Disney World and found a new calling at a place in Kissimmee. Yeah, I drive an hour each way because I have the honor and the privilege of working for a little place called Give Kids the World Village. We are a 70-acre nonprofit resort with 140 villas that look like duplexes. We're a magical fantasy land with a carousel and a 7-hole miniature golf course and a castle and a clock that talks. And we have on Wednesday night Village Idol, where all the kids get up on stage and they sing or they dance or they tell stories. Every Monday night is Halloween. Every Thursday night is Winter Wonderland, and Santa Claus comes to visit with our families. We are dedicated to the sole purpose of providing lifelong wishes and dreams to children with life-threatening illnesses from all around the world. We've been doing this for 26.5 years. We've never said no. By the end of this year, we will have served 120,000 families from all around the world. All 50 states and 74 different countries have come out to experience the magic that is Give Kids the World Village. Through the love and the support of our community and our many corporate sponsors, these families get a 7-day, 6-night vacation, absolutely free. They get 3 days to Walt Disney World, 2 days to Universal Orlando, 1 day to SeaWorld, and almost anything else they could possibly want in the Central Florida area, all because the people that support us realize that these families would have no other way to do this if it were not for them. As you can probably tell, I could keep going on and on talking about this wonderful place. I'd like to show you a video that really summarizes it in about 6 or 7 minutes, featuring our founder, Henry Landworth, who is a Nazi Holocaust survivor. So can we roll the tape?
I had Wilms tumor, which is a type of kidney cancer, and it affects the kidney. So there was pain, just regular pain to my body functioning. There was pain from all this happening. And then there was pain from always when Mom and Dad see me and I cry.
The tumor was growing and it spread to her stomach and a piece of her lung. And so they said there was really not much more they could do for her, and they wanted her to have a wish, and I didn't want the wish. Because that meant she was dying.
In many cases, I see myself in these children's faces. Because when I was 13, I was taken to Auschwitz, which was one of the worst camps you could possibly be in. I had no idea that I would be living. These children had no idea. In many cases, they died. They never lived to grow up.
Henry had such a horrific childhood that could have resulted in a very bitter, angry, resentful man. And he turned it around and basically gave back to kids what had been taken from him.
I met the executive director of Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I told him that I'd like to help the families coming into this area. And what would be the thing that they needed? And they said, we need a place for them to come. I started to build one villa first. As soon as I started that villa, I started other villa. I felt great. I felt wonderful. I couldn't do enough. I just couldn't. Because I have seen myself in these children's faces. It was exactly what I was hoping I could do.
The first day we were here was a lot. she woke up completely a different kid. She put on her princess dress and she was running. She hadn't been walking for a month prior. She was in bed, but she was running all around and laughing, and I hadn't heard her laugh in months.
The first thing I saw was the Give Kids the World building, and I saw, okay, you know, I had hearts all around it, and then I saw the ice cream palace, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want ice cream right now, you know, I was all happy, I was running around, I was hyper, I was happy, you know.
But here, in Give Kids the World, you see smiles and you hear laughter. You don't see angry people. You don't see being rushed. You see people having fun and enjoying each other as a family. And you lose all that when your child is sick.
Not a day goes by that I don't see the spirit of hope and happiness, where kids that maybe had almost given up, or even parents who had maybe given up as well, all of a sudden, even for just a brief glimmer, they forget, and they do have fun, and the spirit does come back in their lives and in their eyes. And I can tell you firsthand, I've seen many children here that actually are better because of it.
She had come down and was fully expecting not to survive much longer because of the diagnosis, and something sparked here. And here we are, what, 9 years later?
Yeah.
And look at her, she's amazing. And so what she's done for me is given me hope.
It is evident what our mission is. It is evident what our need is. It is evident what the impact of any contributions are, whether financial or physical, labor, whatever. You can see it. You can see it here in the village. You can see it in the families, and you can certainly see it in the sparkle in the eyes of the children that are experiencing this.
When I try to share with our partners what they do for us, I say, think about the happiest day of your life. Think about the day you got engaged, the day you had your first baby, the day you got married. And all of that emotion that just caused you to get chills all over your body, and didn't you think that you could conquer the world? I mean, you really, when you are really happy and something great has happened, you almost feel like you could do anything. And that's the kind of feeling that hope represents to me, is we want to send these children back with that, I can do anything, I can conquer anything because I've got this happiness. And imagine if that's spread out over 7 days.
I like to believe that we are prolonging their lives. That's my real thought. Something happens to that child. Their little system is amazing. There's something in me that I believe in what I'm doing here for sure. And I wouldn't want to change that for 1 second. There's something here that makes it happen. And there must be God is right here in this village.
Thank you. Alyssa has become a bit of a spokesperson for the village. She's a delightful young lady, and she unabashedly says that the village saved her life, because she was basically terminal and been told that this was the last thing that was going to happen for her, is to be able to come to Central Florida. When she returned home after her visit, the doctor said the tumor is shrinking and we don't understand why, and she's now cancer-free 9, almost 10 years later. You know, when Diane was out here earlier and was talking about the vision and the clock struck once, she said that this happened to her, this came to her 7 years ago. Little did I know that that was about the same time that I started at Give Kids the World Village. Now, as I said, I've been a resident in Clermont for many, many years, and I've known about the Good Neighbor program, and I've known about Diane. About a year ago, I got a cold call from her at Gives the World. And she said, Neil, I've had a dream, I've had a vision, I have a gift, and I'm supposed to give it to Give Gives the World Village. And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. I don't understand what's the gift. And she said, well, I don't want to tell you. I want to see the village. So I made arrangements for her to come out, and we had a tour. And she saw the magic that is there, and the castle that is there, and the fairy tale land that is there. And she said, okay, now I understand. Now I understand why I'm supposed to give this gift to you. On your chairs, you should have found this little card that is going to make this world premiere available to you if you so choose. I think it's for 99 cents. I've not seen this, so I'm in the same situation that you are. So please join me in welcoming and experiencing the world premiere of The Clock Struck Once.
Everyone in the castle was scurrying with great haste. For tonight's the grand ball. There is no time to waste. They polished, shined, and buffed from ceiling to the floor, taking care of each detail like never before. The clockmaker was summoned to be sure all was just right, for this clock is essential. It will ring in the night. The intricate movements of the cogs, sprockets, and gears allowed it to run smoothly for all of these years. Side by side with the master, he crafted this stately one. At that time, an apprentice, for he was the clockmaker's son. Several months they did toil at this assignment from the king, designing a masterpiece commissioned to majestically ring. Positioned so stately at the end of the path, a royal timepiece to resound for generations to last. It seems magic did happen at the ball that very night. When the prince saw her arrive, it was love at first sight. Handsomely and gallant he requested,
"May I have this dance?"
She felt all aflutter and looked up with a glance.
"Oh dear fairy godmother,"
in a whisper she did say,
"please don't let this magic go away."
As they strolled in the garden, her final moment will soon arrive. Her chariot, once a pumpkin, was now awaiting her outside. The magic was ending with a resounding first strike. She looked at the prince and spoke a soft, sweet,
"Good night."
"You've only just arrived. I don't even know your name. If you leave at this moment, nothing will be the same."
Then, a sound never heard in the kingdom before, a fading of the clock, and then the strikes were no more. Had time truly stopped? Was this merely a dream? Had love broken the spell? It surely does seem. The king called the clockmaker to hurry to the tower.
My clock must resound and clearly mark each hour.
Upon entering the stalled clock, you know what he found? Tiny little mice all were scurrying around. They were playing on the cogs, sprockets, and gears, wearing miniature muffs that were covering their ears.
Shoo, shoo, go away,
he shouted while swatting. It appears he had spoiled the plans they'd been plotting. The clockmaker then saw through the tower at a glance the prince and a lovely maiden enjoying a dance. Could this have been the scheme of these tiny little mice to attempt to pause time for an evening so nice? The king impatiently awaited the clock to resonate with chimes. Then he too saw the prince falling in love for the first time. He rushed to the tower, and to the clockmaker he did say,
Please, don't repair this. Until another day.
Her fairy godmother knew a simple wish to go to the ball had turned out to be true love, due to no magic at all. With a wave of her wand, she spoke with delight-filled laughter.
May you always be in love and live happily ever after.
True love is not simply by chance, flowing like a heavenly dance, a silhouette on the stage. In the dark you cried, whispering a prayer. In the wings I was standing there. My love, are you merely a dream? Searching all my life, so it seems. Your heart's now my home. I'll never be alone. In this love I can see, forever dance with me.
Can this really be? Is this happening to me? Yesterday I was all alone. Like a thing from a fairy tale, you down on one knee. Can this be? It's not magic, it's not a dream.
Our love is not simply by chance, flowing like a heavenly dance.
When I look in your eyes, true love has captured me. My heart's filled with your love, my precious gift
from above.
Can this really be? Is this happening to me? Yesterday I was all alone. But like a page from a fairy tale, you're down on one knee. Can this be? It's not magic, it's not a dream.
My love is not simply by chance,
Can it really be?
flowing like a heavenly dance.
You danced with me.
When I look in your eyes,
Forever I can see.
as time truly stopped,
Is this merely a dream?
my precious gift from above.
You're my forever love.
together and welcome the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra.